Cheque el hora a las 9:03 del aga.
Manada ba tu pregunta? Tiene ba tu duda? Apekto ba tu na istorya? Preparo ba tu? Dale el confianza? Sin mancha y sin duda. Manjunto con el nosotros lifetime friend.
Y yo si Ronda Gisela Aspe Santos. Sa eleksyon, sa bebe, ulit ang mga palabra din mga kandidato si Cosa sila ay opreseka natin. Yo si Ronda KRISTINE PEREZ. Siya nakita kada ikual opinion kasar ka mag-isyu politikal. Kada uno siya nagagapolitikal din, pero mas mejor si konosi kita kung dahil magakandidato kita ko na este venidero eleksyon. Baka puro palabra lang debe, siya na palabra de uno.
Na programa Palabra Y Honor. Aquí ang mula kita con el diatong abilidad para escrutinar, manhimay-himay, manchalkal, discutir punto por punto con el diatong mga kandidato quien quiere servir la ciudad y na país. Derecho al cuento, buhay preno para el bien del pueblo soberano. Palabra Y Honor. A las 8 hasta las 10 del aga, lunes hasta viernes. Asinan na RPN y PEREZ Zamboanga.
Yes, hello! Buenos dias, buenas con el diaton mga radio oyentes. Hello. It's a Wednesday morning, April 6, 2022. So, takitabi kita, el diaton programa.
Palabra Y Honor.
Yes, hasta luego kita, a las 11 del aga. El manunto con ustedes, el de ustedes marcada, el always on the go, Ronda RJ Antonet Go. Siyempre, manunto kami ka natin, el Diamond Station Manager, KRISTINE PEREZ. Siyempre, ali también na technical side, manunto ka na to, no? Engineer Jerry Cruzado, Mio co-pilot, mismo Diamond Chief Tech Engineer Roland Bailio, overall supervision the Diamond Station Manager, KRISTINE PEREZ. Akin ang na programa!
Palabra Y Honor.
Akin na RPN D Triple X, just 08 na din ustedes, mag-AM band. Kaya dadala con ustedes el 100% serbisyo publiko.
Palabra Y Honor.
Yes, Principia kita. Un día ya también, Wednesday. Bueno, medyo bueno poco el tiempo. ¿Qué tal ustedes? Tayo man breakfast ya ba? Para no olvida el breakfast kay amo sa el important meal of the day. Importante ka dese, kay para hindi kita ay enferma. Ay, Wednesday morning ya kita. Media también, Wednesday ya. Después Thursday, Friday ya también, manunto ka namon, hasta luego alas 11, no cambia sa dial, So, akin na di atong programa ay magkwento-kwento kita more as acerca del di aton eleksyon, ay konosi kita kung di aton mga kandidato. O hindi lang lokal, ambos nasyonal. So, como ayer ya chine kita el di aton di aton guest, no? So, el di aton guest, no? Ayer, el konsehala Lilibet Macrohon Nuno. Boy, hopefully, na mga next, mga dias ke pasa, no? Ay, tabi kita, ay siya pa mga otro guest, ke benikanaton, para ken ay dale, no? Dale, sabi kita, di lang mga plataforma, Kaya aki ka naton na RPN D Triple X, como pirmi at tabla everyday, kada sintayo kinway kami kolor, el diamond color, el color del diamond estasyon. Ken ay dal lang con ustedes el servicio público. 100% no hay menguada, no hay aumentada. 100% que dese, servicio público lang. So, por eso, taas kami con ustedes, ta-eduka kami. Eduka kami kay para conocer ustedes con el di aton magakandidato kay bien na grande desisyon kita ase come May 9, 2022 cerca agad ese. So continue kita kay ayer tapi pura kita conoce con el di aton maga vice presidential balls. So aura ano kita no continue kita con aquel el di aton maga vice presidential balls araya kay para le kita tala lang tambino ko na votepinas.com makita sa ka kay takel di ila maga di ila maga profile no so first na pwede kita dali ko na ustedes so doon dia ba kita yaman stop no so continue kita kung na diaton maga vice presidential balls. Oy, akya kita gali na akatres. Kaya siya pa kita 9 este vice presidential balls. So anda kita na akatres kun Rizalito David. Kuno si tabi kita kunele. So este si Rizalito David, Democratic Party of the Philippines 60 is a pro-life advocate and perennial candidate for public office. A near constant present in the previous elections, he filed 2 unsuccessful petitions to disqualify Senator Grace Poe and then Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte from the presidential race in 2016. This was after he was declared a nuisance candidate for the same race. Ay, deklara gali ko nila nuisance candidate. Si nuisance candidate, kaya disirse, no ito kapabilidad para mangkampanya. Kasi, the COMELEC, hindi sa kuntigo basta-basta lang también taman allow para kada kandidato tamira también sila tiene ba tusen kaya ba tumang kampanya especialmente este vice presidential no kasi doon dito anda Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao syempre you will need money anda tumang kampanya Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao unuse itamira también sila siguro kwalifikasyon o kosa ba dito intensyon basta COMELEC kasi tamira tadisidi sa ituban nuisance candidate so David also made failed this bid for Senate in 2010 and 2013 campaigning on his experience as a legislative staff member and political consultant so political consultant también dali STL so he has long espoused stance which he says are guided by his Catholic faith, included opposition to what he claims are anti-life provisions of the Responsible Parenthood and Reproductive Health Act of 2012. So, uno sa dal disuyo mga disuyo Posale Kere, no? So, otro también, el same-sex marriage, abortion, and divorce. So, también ali? Como critical también ali, Uno dal disuyo mga posa disistan, no? Ase mga tamang kwento, mga sa mga important, issues, para na Pilipino. In 2022, David is running for Vice President on a platform of centering faith in the formulation of policies, restoration of confidence in the government, and cultural revival. He is also advancing in tandem with si Jose Montemayor gali, as a supposed alternative to the political control of oligarchy families in the country to combat the amorality and Zionism of the general public and promote faith restoration. Although he vows a science-based approach to the pandemic, David himself claimed that the COVID-19 vaccine somehow differs from older vaccines since the former are authorized only emergency use in the Philippines. In particular, he maintains that the long-term consequences of the vaccine using messenger RNA are still unknown, despite the World Health Organization repeatedly confirming that mRNA vaccine technology has been studied for over a decade. So tarda galit ang bineste, The WHO maintains that mRNA vaccine have been rigorously assessed for safety and clinical trials have shown that they provided a long-lasting immune response. Further, mRNA vaccine are not live virus, vaccines and do not interfere with human DNA. David also opposes mandatory vaccination against COVID-19, citing his belief in each person's right to informed consent. So, ahora también, sabi kita, el disuyo maga plataforma. So, el disuyo kontrata, pero kita po okay, para pwede kita check aquí. Okay, el platform and policy también disuyo. Siya na aquí, akal tala makita faith revolution. Uy, siya na deste tabla to push for the creation of a national commission on moral regeneration and cultural restoration. That will be the banner program of the administration. So, isa daw kada disuyo banner program will be headed by David, seek to establish moral standard and norm, restore confidence on public service, and inspire collective will to do what is right and just. So, otro pa disuyo magano. Oy, taki, some of the accomplishment disuyo, no? The public office. In his campaign for public office, David claimed that he has extensive experience in various legislative staff, background in sociology and environmental studies, and experience in the Department of Environment and Natural Resources gave him an edge. Según kunele, ayudale para kung nakal-accord a ustedes Clean Air Act, Solid Waste Management Act, Clean Water Act, and Philippine Mining Law. So, sinagalele ano también kunese, So, aquí también, conoce también ta kunele, el di suyo personal profile también. El di suyo nombre, si Rizalito David Yap. So, de Yap galeele, January 12, 1962, el di suyo birthday, de Tondo, Manila. So, residence, Makati, reliyon di suyo, Katoliko, sabi naman Filipino, Ingles. Single ele. Single ele, después, tiene 3 children. So, que decir baka single father sele. So, na edukasyon también, sociology and environmental science, minor in rural development, University of the Philippines, Los Baños. Na work experience también, council member, Koalisyong Katoliko Kristiyano, Executive Director Pro-Life Philippines Incorporated. Radio commentator también ele. Radio Veritas, Gising Kapatid and Turo ni Ina. Head Executive Assistant and Political Affairs Director. The antes Senador Robert Jaworski, the 1998 to 2004. Consultant también nila on Political Affairs and Political Operations in Mindanao. The Deputy Speaker Hernando Perez, the 1997 to 1998. Executive Assistant también nila di Senator Kid Tatad. Ben mucho galaga destele, no? Sina Yakadala Executive Assistant. Chief Research Monitoring Staff del Liberal Party, PDP Laban. 1992 presidential election. So, former Chief Strategic Planning Section, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, former instructor, Social Sciences and History, and researcher UP Los Baños, 1989. So, sila, di Rizalito, David, el disuyo maga qualifications, el disuyo maga cosa pwede asi también. So, kaboya kita, taki también kita. El aka-4 Vice Presidential. El talama kita Inday Sara. Sara Duterte. So, yakore ele bajo na lakas Christian Muslim Democrats. Sara Duterte is 43. El incumbent mayor del Davao City. She became the first female mayor and the youngest ever to be elected in history. She is the daughter of President Rodrigo Duterte, who also served as mayor of the southern city for several terms before seeking country's highest office. Duterte is the running mate of Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., a former senator. He is also the son of the namesake of late ousted dictator. She entered the vice presidential race at the last hour, via substitution. Si Sara, after initially claiming that she had no interest in seeking a national post. Her younger brother, Davao City Vice Mayor Sebastian Baste Duterte, withdrew his bid for re-election and substituted into Davao City mayoralty race. So, kaya disir si Baste Eliakeda alya na Davao, kore para alkalde. Their brother Paulo Duterte has retained candidacy for re-election as representative of the 1st District of Davao City. So, Mayor Duterte is running and shifting the system of government to federalism. Hasta el tata, no, el presidente Rodrigo Duterte, aligayod el ojos na federalismo. So, to veer away from what she derides as Imperial Manila, a hark back to the father's own campaign rhetorics, no? Her last-minute submission into a national race is also reminiscence of her father's own run. Ang sinatamig ko sa pasakon Duterte, kung Presidente Duterte si acorda ustedes, substitution también que él, So, Marcos Duterte tandem is formally backed by several other heavyweights political clans, So, including those led by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and Joseph Estrada. Estel uwi kita, importante también. LDC yung mga plataforma. So, changing system of government. So, amay gali, kerele federalismo. So, okay. Después na healthcare system, vowed to support the efforts of legislator under senatorial lineup elected into office. Track record accomplishment claimed that during her online show that fixing the general system of Philippine Health Insurance Corporation has always been one of the biggest problems that we are facing. So, después, el otro pa, elegant una-una, yan, yaman voice out, no? El mandatory military service, Mandatory military service for Filipino age 18 years old, paid a subsidy in return for serving in the armed forces of the Philippines. Disaster preparedness, importante kay ara kusa disaster ka nato ta, kusa kita disaster ta enfrenta, Tamang claim that she told the SK to stop creating basketball leagues, local beauty pageants, and contests, which wasted government funds, and promoted the community emergency instead. Which wasted government funds and promoted a community emergency response team training as well as setting up youth and adolescent centers. Development center to address current problems of youth such as mental wellness and gender identification and teenage pregnancy. Grande asunto ese. Bien importante. So, no otro pa disuyo. Kuno sa tabi kita and disuyo el disuyo personal details también. So, Sara Zimmerman Duterte Carpio. Ese el disuyo nombre. Carpio ele kay yakasayale, So el Duterte Carpio ele kay yakasale kunal Carpio, So May 31, 1978, el disuyo birthday, Davao City, Filipino English. Disuyo tata, syempre Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and Elizabeth Abellana Zimmerman, el disuyo mother. El mga siblings, syempre si Paulo Zimmerman Duterte, representative sa the 1st District of Davao, Sebastian Zimmerman Duterte, Vice Mayor Davao City, Veronica Duterte, el dilas de menor, si Diotang kamali si Veronica, mo yung tagaltalama Kitty, si Kitty, estudyante pa bata pa so married ele, si Sara kun, takiya, si Manances Carpio, por eso le queda Carpio kay married le kun Manances Carpio, un lawyer. So igual también, si Inday Sara, ano también sabi yo, ya estudiaste lo, si Inday Sara, so después, siya mga anak, si Micaela Maria Carpio, Mateo Lucas Carpio, Marco Digong Carpio, disiyo mga anak, so abogado galigayod le, taki LDC educational también, admitted to the Philippine Bar 2005, Bachelor's of Law, San Sebastian College, Recoletos, 2005, So, na medical field galaga desde el inclined también. Kaya sabi ustedes, gale, gradua, Bachelor of Science in Respiratory Therapy, San Pedro College. Oy, respiratory therapist gala si Inday Sara, ha? So, this is work experience, ha? Davao City Mayor, yakin lawyer, ha? Partner na Carpio and Duterte lawyer, Chairman, Board Regional Development Committee, Mindanao Area Committee on National Economic and Development Authority, Chairperson, Regional Development Council, Vice Mayor, Davao City, 2007 to 2010, Court Attorney, Office of the Associate Justice, Romero J. Carpio, Senior Supreme Court. So, ese si Inday Sara. So, otro también, el diaton Vice Presidential Mall, ay, kita mitada, kun Manny Lopez. So, kuno sila kita kanila uno-uno, So, taki. Este también si Manny Lopez, el de suyo partido, Workers and Peasants Party. So, si Manny S.D. Lopez is an economist and management professional touting decades of local and international experience. He headed the Empowered People's Initiative and Reform Movement Alliance of IPIRMA, which advocates for People's Initiative as a means of charter change, and 2.22 Coalition, which sought government reform and the mass resignation of top officials in favor of a transition government during the administration of President Benigno Aquino III. Lopez said that he was prompted to run at the urging of the Workers and Peasants Party late Chairman Jose Malvar Villegas. He's campaigning on a platform of boosting economic recovery through lending and direct investment, reform of the People's Initiative mechanism, and improving government efficiency and competency as the anti-corrupt measures. If elected, Lopez says he would seek either the foreign affairs or trade and industry post to help the president efficiently and effectively run the country. So, live kami galit kita na RPND XXX Sambuanga. El di aton ano? Okay. Sige. So, aquí también otro pa otro pa di aton kabay kita ko Manny Lopez anda drato palta pagali el di suyo plataforma uhilaw kita so three-pronged economic recovery plan. So create a new omnibus investment code to improve conduct of businesses, enhance competitive factors, and attract more foreign direct investment. Pass a bankruptcy law to help recovery of businesses badly affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Low interest loans with easy terms made accessible to MSMEs, entrepreneurs, workers, farmers, and professionals. Kita tandaan na system change and structural reforms. Use of direct democracy principles to amend the People's Initiative Law with implementing rules and regulations to make it functional legislative tools. Shift to parliamentary system, adopting features of the French model. Undertake public finance management reform to plug leaks in government's financial system, professionalize and establish it as a system-based anti-corruption measures, fully implement e-government system to improve bureaucratic proficiency, monitoring, and accountability, renationalize public utilities, particularly power and water utilities, to lower rates and protect consumers' rights and welfare. Support the Supreme Court ruling on Mandanas Garcia Villegas et al. Case, reallocating up to 40% of national government revenues and devolution of essential public services to local government units. Aquí también na agriculture, mucho polisiya, cosa le quiere hacer. Integrate agro-industrial resource development program to enhance the competitive advantage of MSMEs, agri-fishery, mining, and strategic industry. Optimize local production, attract more investments to generate jobs, livelihood, and opportunities nationwide. Aki, disaster management, science-based and cost-effective disaster and pandemic management program with pragmatic public health safety protocols. Aki também kita na edukasyon, improve quality of education in all levels, aligned with industry needs, social-cultural values, and national development goals. El disuyo también personal details. El disuyo nombre, Emmanuel Santo Domingo Lopez, 63 years old, birthplace, Montanda, Tarlac, residence, Quezon City, Metro Manila, language spoken, Filipino, English, parents, Visalino Espejo Lopez, engineer, farmer, former administration of the National Electrification Administration, Olivia Pamintuan Santo Domingo Lopez, public school teacher turned entrepreneur. So, tiyanale, 6 anak. Na edukasyon también, este importante kasabi también kita dila educational background. So, businesses economic program, University of Asia. So, después, okay. Berapa? Okay. So, nandisuyo edukasyon, Business Economics Program, University of Asia, and Pacific Juris Doctor, Pacific Coast University, Business Law, Los Angeles City College, MBA, University of California, Los Angeles, Political Science and Economics, University of the Philippines, Diliman, 1981. So, na work experience, Vice Chairman of the National Advisory Board, Labor Party of the Philippines, Workers and Peasants Party, CEO, CISCI Technology Solutions 2019, Managing Director, The Lincoln Palace, President and General Manager, NFA Grains Corp. So, anda kita na akasais. Doktor si Doc Willie Ong. So, pero antes kasi, hello anay, kun Manilin Maglangit 5 and Aris Jones Albiar. Oy, buenos dias, Tamira sila, via Facebook Live, So, ustedes puede también mira, por medio de RPN DXXX Zamboanga. Live na live kita, para puede ustedes mira con el programa. So, aquí también, Doc Willie Ong, Action Democrático, LDCU Partido. Doc Willie Ong is 58, an internal medicine specialist, cardiologist, author, and medical commentator who gained popularity primarily through social media. And he offers medical and healthcare related advice. So, yasilbi también ng Department of Health como consultant. Después, sa Korea na Senado. Después, yamanano kadele, focus na online, no? Para suporta también. General grande suporta na migrant Filipino workers for a neophyte candidate, no? Ong places surprisingly high 18th place in the polls with 7.6 million vote. Oy, akal last time 18 niya galile. So cerca ngayon. He has been supportive of the COVID-19 vaccine efficacy, a contrast to his vocal opposition to the dengue vaccine. The involvement of high-profile figures like Ong in the propagation of unsubstantiated stories about dengue vaccine controversy may have caused the vaccine hesitancy during that period that stretched until the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to critics, Ong maintains his stance and there will be no conflict between his beliefs, arguing that dengue vaccine is different from COVID-19 vaccine. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno Domagoso chose Ong as running mate in 2022 election for his medical background and expertise. Ong is advocating for health system reform, including improved support for health infrastructure. Aquí también na plataforma, platform and policy. So aquí, syempre Dr. Ellen na health gayod, So El na health disuyo establish a cancer center with free treatment for indigent patients and a hospice for recovering patients. upgrade 16 regional hospitals, increase support for National Center for Mental Health, urge other local government units to emulate the city government for running mate Dumagoso in order to emulate the city government of running mate Dumagoso in order anti-COVID medicines themselves. All public hospitals to have a heart center, a dialysis center, lung center, and kidney center. Additional Philippine Health Insurance Corporation budget and expanded outpatient coverage. All disuyo na previous 2019 campaign, KRL will urge for easier and cheaper access to medicine, treatment and medical advice including free maintenance medicine, laboratory tests and medical check-up. Open to legalizing medical marijuana. Vowed to champion the universal health care law, expanding the scope to give free check-up to the poor. So, aquí también na COVID response, kerele, free testing, better pay for health workers, additional 100 million funding for hospitals for poor patients, more hospitals including field hospitals, improved data to better reflect actual utilization of hospitals and other health facilities, appoint a doctor to head the interagency task force for management of emerging infectious disease, simplified quarantine categories, only ECQ, modified ECQ, general community quarantine, more calm pandemic response spokesperson, faster distribution of second generation COVID-19 vaccine. So, ano tabing kita na disuyo otro pa lepa kita otro pa, el disuyo también, el disuyo personal details, no? Para puede kita conocer con él, So, el personal details también di Doc Willie Ong, Willie Tan Ong. His birthday, October 24, 1963, de Tondo, Manila, Tondo, Manila, ele. English, Filipino, disuyo, language spoken, marital status married L 1993, L disuyo esposa si Annalisa Ramoso Ong, physician tabian siya sila 2 anak. Nakasyete kita, anda kita kun Kiko Pangilinan, Liberal Party al disuyo partido. Kiko Pangilinan is 58, is an incumbent senator and the president of once ruling liberal party. Prior to his marriage to actress Sharon Cuneta in 1996 and his election to the Senate in 2001, he gained fame as a legal commentator in various mass media programs. Pangilinan has served 3 terms as senator, briefly interrupted by his appointment as food security czar from 2014 to 2015. Chairman of the Senate Agriculture and Food Committee, he pushed for the support of the agricultural and fishery sector, particularly the 18th Congress. He also currently sits as chairman of the Senate panel on constitutional amendments. Pangilinan was the lone negative vote on Senate Bill 1564, which has passed the Republic Act 11494 or Bayanihan 2, which allocated 140 billion standby funds for a variety of recovery programs to mitigate the effects of the pandemic. He cited the alleged misuse of funds appropriated under RA 11469 or Bayanihan 1 and failed efforts to curb the spread of infection despite severe mitigation measures imposed on the Filipino people. He's also one of the 2 senators who voted against the passage of the controversial Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020. Pangilinan decided to forgo his Senate re-election bid to run alongside with Vice President Leni Robredo, who is seeking the presidency in 2022 as an independent candidate. He is campaigning on ensuring food security, managing the pandemic, and addressing corruption. Aquí también, plataforma. Le kita, el food security. KRL is sufficient, affordable, and nutritious food for each Filipino and family. Agrikultura. Kilaya, increase the revenue of farmers, increase support for the agricultural sector. No? So, aquí pwede tamin elakal RA 11321 sa Gipsaka Act. National and local government to directly purchase goods from farmers and fishermen to increase their income and ensure food security. LRA 11524, Coconut Farmers and Industry Trust Fund Act, creation of funding of a 50-year 75 billion trust funds from Coco Levy. Aquí también RA 11511, amending the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010, ensure that small farmers and organizations engaged in organic farming gets priority in delivery of support services for sustainable farming. Kita na personal details. El di suyo nombre, Francis Pancratius Kiko Nepomuceno Pangilinan. August 24, 1963, el di suyo birthday. El birthplace Manila, pero takidali na Quezon City. El di suyo residensya Digo, Quezon City. Sabele, Filipino, Ingles. El di suyo parents, Donato Tongkol Pangilinan Jr. Engineer and entrepreneur. El di suyo Nana Emma Monastralial Nepomuceno, public school teacher. El di suyo mga hermano, si Anthony Pangilinan, training specialist, business owner. Angeli Pangilinan, a talent manager. Maricel Pangilinan Arenas, managing director, business owner. Joseph Pangilinan y John Raymond Pangilinan, architect. So, kasaw kun Sharon Gamboa Cuneta Pangilinan, singer. So, el di suyo mag-anak, Maria Cristina Cassandra Cuneta Concepcion, Simon Francesca Emanuel Cuneta Pangilinan, Mariel Daniela Sofia Cuneta Pangilinan, Miguel Samuel Mateo Pangilinan. Aquí también na educational background, So, Bachelor's of Arts in English Galeste major in Comparative Literature, University of the Philippines, Diliman. Bachelor's of Law, University of the Philippines, Diliman. Master's in Public Administration, John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University, Cambridge, 1997. So, yakadale work experience, member of the Senate Electoral Tribunal 18th Congress, July 2022 present. Campaign manager, ALL campaign manager del 8 Derecho, So, después minority leader, commissioner appointments, 17 to 18 Congress, May 2017 to June 2020. Senator, 17 to 18 Congress, June 2016 to present. Cabinet Secretary, Presidential Assistant for Food, Security and Agricultural. And then, Modernization Office of the President, May 2014 to 2015. Campaign Manager, Liberal Party Senate Slate, February to May 2010. Senate Majority Leader, 2004 to 2008. Senator, 12 to 14 Congress, 2001 to 13. So amo sa profile también, di Kiko Pangilinan. So, takya kita ng mga vice presidential ya kita, So, tamo ba gayon? Di aton magano, Di aton takonon sa kita kung di aton maga vice presidential. Syempre, aki gayon
Palabra Y Honor.
So, continue kita kung nandi aton conocido, kung nandi aton mga vice presidentials. Kita biya kita anda kun Serapio Carlos. So, el Disuyo Partido, katama kita, katipunan ng Kamalayang Kayumanggi. Carlos G. Serapio is a lawyer running for vice president under the katipunan ng Kamalayang Kayumanggi Party. He specializes in cross-border transaction between Japan and the Philippines. He is in his legal practice and served numerous consultancy posts under the Aquino administration, Office of the President. He is campaigning on a platform of establishing a federal system of government and addressing the pandemic. Serapio says that he was arrested during the martial law regime of late Austin dictator Ferdinand Marcos. Also works with labor and Christian movements. So, this is yung mga platform and policy también. So, the system of government. Kerelet. Federalismo también le kere, and people empowerment. So, na COVID response, to push for localized, particularly indigenous approaches to treating symptoms, such as the disproven sub method, akal suob, and virgin coconut oil. The WHO World Health Organization in 2021 that in addition to being an ineffective treatment for COVID, suob or inhaling salt water steam may be harmful and can cause burn injury. Meanwhile, the Department of Science and Technology in January 2022 said it would seek approval from the local Food and Drug Administration for the use of virgin coconut oil for mild COVID. With no such approval has been granted as of this writing. So, again, kita na isuyo. Ada kita konsisten. Okay. So, otro pa disuyo kino. Hindi kita kina personal details disuyo. El nombre disuyo Carlos Gelasio Serapio. Filipino English, el disuyo parents, si Manuel Serapio, former judge of state. Grace Gelasio Serapio, disuyo nana. Después, el sibling disuyo si Manuel Serapio Jr., Baby Serapio, Leilani Serapio. Akikita ng education, University of the Philippines, LLB, Baby Political Science, Ateneo de Manila University, 1970. So work experience, Serapio de Castro Law Offices, Office of the Executive Secretary of the President, Benigno Aquino. So, LL na Lead of Consultant Pool, the President Noynoy Aquino antes, Office of the Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs Consultant, National Coast Watch Center, Office of the President Consultant, United Nations Development Program, Local Democracy Project in Asia Consultant, USAID Inventory and Database Project for the Court of Tax Appeals Project Manager, Author, Christianism, a Philosophical Guide to Political Praxis. So Chair and Operator, Laban Paul Watching Operation Center, 1978. El último, Vice Presidential para día. Último yun, Vice Presidential Tito Soto. Vicente Tito Soto. So, Tito Soto, 73, is an incumbent Senate President has served in the Congress for almost 2 decades and has authored over 100 laws. He has often been tagged as the conservative lawmaker, largely because he continues to block the passage of SOGI Equality Bill in the Senate, claiming that some of its provisions trample on religious and academic freedom as well as women's rights. He also opposed the reproductive health law when it was still being debated at the upper chamber, but has clarified since that he has no issue with the enacted law, which, unlike the Senate bill, does not permit abortion, population control, and abortive caution. Although Soto, along with his running mate Panfilo Lacson, Senator Panfilo Lacson, is running on an alternative to the Duterte administration who will restore trust in the government. The Senate, under its leadership, has generally legislated according to the incumbent president's agenda. Soto is the principal author of the controversial Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020 and has long supported the administration's bloody campaign against illegal drugs, which he vows to improve by employing a holistic approach if elected. Several other members of the Soto family are making bids for public office. His son, Gian Soto, and his nephew, Vico Soto, are both seeking re-election as Vice Mayor for Quezon City and Mayor for Pasig City, respectively. Nina Soto, the Senate President's niece-in-law, is running to replace her husband, Wahoo Soto, as Paranaque's 2nd District Councilor. Uwi también kita el di suyo plataforma, aquí na anti-illegal drug campaign, So continue the Duterte administration campaign against illegal drugs, but with holistic approach that includes prevention and rehabilitation. Authored and principally sponsored the Dangerous Drug Act of 2002, the law that created the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Led the Dangerous Drug Boards as chairman from 2008 to 2009. Supported the Duterte administration's campaign against illegal drugs. So, él disuyo también accomplishments, y él aquí también, él disuyo personal details también, El di suyo nombre, Vicente Tito Castelo Soto III. Birthday di suyo, August 24, 1948. El birthplace, Manila, Katoliko. Language spoken, Filipino-English. El di suyo parents, si Marcelino Antonio Ojeda Soto, di si tata. El di suyo nana, Dr. Hermina Castelo Soto. El siblings di suyo, si Valmar Castelo Soto, actor, host, comedian. Marvic Valentin Castelo Soto, singer and composer. Kasaw no con Helen Gamboa Soto. El di suyo mga anak, si Romina Frances Soto, Diorela Maria Soto, Giancarlo Soto, Ishara Ana Soto. Na edukasyon también, ELE, Executive Program for Leaders Development at Harvard University, John F. Kennedy School of Government. Ya completa ELE del 2000, June 2000. AB English, Colegio de San Juan de Letran. Work experience, Senate President, Senate Majority Floor Leader, Latinale Senador, Senate Majority, Senate President 2018 to present, Senate Majority Floor Leader 2016 to 2018, Senator 2013 to 2016, Senate Majority Floor Leader 2010 to 2013, Dangerous Drug Board's Chairman 2008 to 2009, Senator 1998 to 2004, 1992 to 1998. Okay, pwede kita conocer. El di aton maga, Vice Presidential. So, very, very soon, Procura yun sa kail maga detalles también. Very, very soon. Ay, anda kita na di aton maga local también. Siyempre, procura kita sa kail maga di ila profile también, Para no menos, procura kita donde kita pwede busca, el profile di ila. Para pwede kita, dali también con ustedes, educa. Live kita, RPN, D-Triple-X, Sambuanga, Kal maga kere, Manview. Pwede ustedes uwi na 10:08 na di ustedes mag-AM band ina live, Kay kumutabla high-tech agad kita ara, pwede kita maski na cellphone niya lang, Sino ay radyo, Unoy ustedes kay na cellphone kasi di aton FM lang, may kita AM. So sino ay katabla transistor radio, pwede kita na Facebook, Especialmente si timing na opisina ba to, o timing, channel to data, pwede ustedes mira ka namon, live na live, pwede ustedes mira, mira ko na mismo programa, hindi lang at Palabra Y Honor, hasta mga programa diyan mo na kina RPN Triplets, pwede ustedes mira, so, at least live na live, hasta YouTube pagali, pwede live tabi kita, kay mucho nga itaw manera, kay por causa gali, high-tech kita, pwede ngayon, ben mucho manera, para mira, kanamon, o para pwede partisipa, na programa, so, otro pa aquí, mira kita, kay para pwede kita, magkwento-kwento con ustedes, un mga importante mga asunto, kay mucho nga deste, mucho nga kita ko sa para mang kwento-kwento, si abla-abla lang, both local and national, syempre, ano kita, para ustedes ay gayod, o sa kalama, escuida de buenamente. Come election, escuiga de buenamente, kay el diatong futuro, especialmente el diatong mga bata, diatong mga jóvenes, so escuiga de buenamente, kami tadali kami mga detalles, so si Kilaya, ahora natito, tapi ko rin kala channel ko sa buska, uy, so, kay mga jóvenes, bonito man na kwento-kwento, around ratito, kay, el mga jóvenes, mucho kay da programa ta enfrente este mga tiyempo, so, necesita kita uwi ko na di ila mga boses, el jóvenes, so, mucho sila mga needs, mucho sila mga cosa necesita, and then antes galera pwede kita uno del bonito mga plataforma, mas bueno, man-train ko nestos mga jóvenes, para para na disaster preparedness, disaster preparedness, hay tiene también aquel mga adolescent health development centers donde man address el di ila mga needs, although tiene man pero debe ko na man strengthen gayod, hace pa más imbuenamente, so trainings de veras, bonito man el basketball, bonito el beautification, pero tamira yo mas okay, good, it's a good idea, it's a good idea. Yes, tamira kita, it's a good idea, na man-train gayod, mismo con jóvenes, mga jóvenes, on disaster preparedness. Kasi at any eventuality, sabi kita ko sa pwede sucede, So, mas bueno sa siguro, through the barangays, man-train kanila, on disaster preparedness, So, para el mga jóvenes, hindi lang na sports, hindi lang na pa-beauty contest, hindi lang na beautification. I think mas kada sila useful na gobyerno, si man-train kanila. Man-train kanila, na disaster preparedness. Para sabi sila ko sa ase durante el disaster. Maski nakil basic lang. Hindi akal bien na gayod. Ben highly sophisticated yung na disaster. Maski nakil basic lang gayod. So they can protect their own families. Especialmente kambuyag siya na mga-disaster. Kaya sabi kita, earthquake, baha, landslide, ese pwede sa tupa. Por eso debe preparaw kita at any time. Ha? At any time, preparaw kita. Ha? Y después, komutable kita, uno asunto, no? Teenage pregnancy. Uno sa del mag-aasunto que debe, mira, para na jóvenes, ha? Ese, ha? Y misita ko na sa man address, ha? Kay malisut keda batang ina, ha? Sinatagalog pa. So, halal dato mag-politiko ay miragad kunese. Ha? Mira kunese mag-aasunto, ha? Ese I'm bringing out ese mga points de ansina, no? So, although chene kada ese maski na syudad de Zamboanga sabi yo chene se, no? Kay tasa sel daton SK Federation na President kay Jan Piok, no? So, el Consel Piok tamira kunese kunel diaton mga jóvenes, ha? So, nisisita man strengthen kunese, especially mental teenage pregnancy kasi hindi broma. Sad to say, ben mucho de ese. Ha? So, nisita ayuda kita ko neste, mga hoben nana. As nasabi hasta la opisina de salud, tayo da sa kanila. Ha? Kaya syempre, hindi broma, physically, mentally, emotionally. Ha? Para ko nestos, mga hoben nana. Ha? So, ano gayod, ha? Hoy, el diaton ora, alas 9:58, ya? Hasta luego pa kita, alas 11. No, cambia ko na si dial. Ha? Kay ese, no? El support system, no? Del joven nana. Ha? Debe tali el pamilya, syempre el gobyerno, ken ayuda dale gayon, no? Con el, especialmente el health needs. De ese mga nana. Kasi syempre, el prenatal dese, high risk pregnancy ese, y syempre, siguraw lang gayod, manlisod se, kasi syempre, teenage pregnancy, most of the time, no ay pagad sa eskwela, kaya disir, no ay sa income. So, kaya disir, manlisod kaya dese. So, todo government interventions, debe ay dali gayod kanila. So, I think it's really a good idea, ha? So, as a kunel disaster training, mantutok también ged kunestos mga jóvenes. Ha? Porque, kay sila el diaton futuro. Ha? Future leaders. Ha? Mga soon to become doctors, nurses, engineers, who knows, soon to become president. Ha? Hindi lang who knows, sila gayon. Ha? Pamasina kansyon pa sila el next in line. Ha? Sila el next in line, ha? Kay kita, ha? Admiti man o hindi, deedad ya kita. Ha? Deedad ya kita. So, el ken sige ka natin, el abaho ya. Ha? El maga jóvenes. Ha? So, lisita kita kanila, vida. Acá también, Chile pa también, in line with that también, no? Chile también, te propone con aquel, tenemos kita, mandatory military training o service. Ha? Para kumigo, why not? Ha? Kasi na otro lugar galeta si Punese. So, they can serve the country. Ha? As long as healthy individual, ha? Hindi tamen na muri sila por causa na training. Healthy individuals, especialmente aquel 18 pa arriba. Kasi it's an honor, ha? Para sirbi con el país, con el country. Ha? It's an honor, ha? Ha? It's an honor to serve the country. So, Kabera, dali contigo el privilege and honor, ha, to serve the country come 18. For those healthy, ha, para kumigo bonitos eh. Kay Alina, kay Alina, Kostikalama, Alina, mandatory military training, mucha contigo lita ako sa tainsin niya. O, entraw también ali, disaster preparedness, militaristics and patriotism, ha? Mucho tuli ko sa pwede aserta na military training, manrapel, kilaya el survival skill, ha? Mucho. So, bonito ese para saber el maga jóvenes, ha? So, para at least muchos ustedes kada el yatin mga youth empowered gayod, ha? Kada empowered sila, ha? Amo sa el importante, ha? Kay para maskin ko sa man susede man kaya el yatin mga jóvenes, ha? Kay fully kita yaman equip kita kanila, kaya dali training ko sa nisisita, hasta military training and buyag-buyag man hindi kita tapili tiene kita problema akin na pais pwede ayuda el mga jóvenes responde, ha? Kaya sila el military training, ha? I-honor pa, ha? Liba to kunel bandera kay servitu, ha? Kunel dituyo country, ha? So it's an honor, ha? Hindi lang hombre, ha? Hasta diaton mga mujeres, ha? Kaya diaton mga mujeres sabi o kaya, ha? Ha? Kaya diaton mga mujeres, ha? Silang training. Mucha galit ang gradua ng Philippine National Police Academy, na Philippine Military Academy, mujeres, ha? Mangkaya sila diaton mga mujeres, ha? Nuevo lang ganyan kabael, Women's Month, March, ha? So, kayang-kaya dapat mga mujeres, ha? So, no sa pili, ha? More hombre na mandatory military service. Tamira también nyo, it's a good idea, ha? So, otro pa aquí que pwede kita dali, no? Mag-anunsyo también, no? Kay kita, pwede dali con ustedes, ha? Mira daw kita aquí, oh. Kay para dali kita con ustedes el más del mga informasyon, ha? Informasyon para aquí kay para así kita otra vez ha? Kay taman advocate kita con el vaccination, COVID vaccination, ha? Akal mga may booster, pabor man booster, mag-booster yung ustedes para pwede saka el added protection, ha? Kay taman win sa el diaton vaccine after 6 months. So, okay. So, taki el so tiyan gali akyo. Akatabus ka vaccine para na mga bata. Pfizer 5 to 11, ha? Aquí na gobyerno lokal na page na gobyerno lokal, pediatric vaccination for children age 5 to 11, Pfizer. So, reformulated Pfizer for 5 to 11 years old. Wednesday, April 6, 2022, schedule na fisheries, first dose, pre-registered. Kere to walk-in, Aliana Southway, first dose, walk-in. City Mall, first dose, pre-registered. Yubenco Putik, first dose, walk-in. Na Red Cross, first dose, walk-in. SM Minpro, first dose, pre-registered. Second dose, pre-registered. El na SM. El na Tumaga Health Center. Siya na walk-in, para na mga bata. Pabor, liba ko na mga bata. Tubungan Elementary School, second dose, pre-registered. So, tali, para na 5 to 11. Otro pa schedule. Aquí también. Para na adults, bakuna. 12 to 17, Johnson, na fisheries, walk-in, Chanitaben, first and second dose, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Sinovac. Pfizer, 12 to 17 and older. Booster, Chane AstraZeneca, Sinovac, Moderna, Pfizer, eskuwilan. Asilang istay dato. City Mall, Tetuan, Yubenco, single dose, Johnson, first and second and booster, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Pfizer, walk-in. IBT, walk-in también, first, second, booster dose, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Pfizer. SM Minpro, walk-in niya, walk-in. first, second dose, booster, Astra, Sinovac, Moderna, walk-in. So, no hay may rason, ha? Walk-in todo, ha? So, mandayaman, bakuna. So, ay bilanay kami, después lang na kwantos mag-abisa.
Palabra Y Honor. Radio on the day.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
The IDB Graduates Association and the Kapan Rizal Cooperative invites you to listen Al Risala, The Message, every Saturday and Sunday at 8 to 9 in the evening. Listen to the Islamic Hour, a program of guidance and fatwa, the monotheistic call to follow the oneness of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al Risala, The Message, every Saturday and Sunday here at RPN D3XX Zamboanga.
With the leader, D3XX Zamboanga. Now.
Bisaya ni Bay. Mga istoryang katawanan, mga bahikik ug mahakha istorya sa tubaan, mga kalipay ug pawala sa mga kalaay. Birada Bay, kauban sa inyong tagay matag Domingo, alas 6 hangtod alas 7 sa buntag. Kauban ni Christian Muta ug Roel Resurrection. Bisaya ni Bay.
Solid for news and information. Public service and entertainment. This is D3XX, NRA Kilobirds in Zamboanga. Mga notisya kada aga. Notisya sa espectáculo de ustedes pida. El programa Taman Ranchada todo el aga. Para darle con ustedes el más reciente, comprehensivo y caliente noticia del día. Ranchada na Radio Ronda del RPN D3XX Zamboanga. Aquí, el de ustedes anunciador.
Suena, balance, más fuerza. Este el RPND XXX, Radio Ronda Zamboanga.
Ikaw ang Panginoon para sa pagbabago.
Listen for the Linya ng Pagbabago and No Holds Bar program on the rights and obligation of taxpayers to monitor anomalies and lousy performance of public servants from 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning every Saturday. Live on Facebook and YouTube, RPN D3XX Zamboanga, hosted by Pagbabago volunteers and retired Colonel Rex Mirabite for information dissemination and a No Holds Bar discussion of issues of public interest.
Sa piling mo, di ko mawawala ang korupsyon.
This is Radio Philippines Network, D3XX Zamboanga, D3XX Zamboanga. Mga kansyon na mandaportan con ustedes.
Your eyes open wide as I look to rain.
El Memorias de Ayer.
I'm strong, I'm sure, I'm in control. A lady with a plan. Never knew that it would go
Experiencia.
last night. We lay in bed making love.
Tamandapira el Magapasada.
How long we held each other's hand. What matters is how well we love each other.
De dolor alegría.
Lost without your love. Life without you isn't worth the trouble.
Recuerdos de ayer. El programa Hindi Ka Tu Puede Olvidar. Alas 12:30 hasta las 2 del tarde. Principiando el lunes hasta viernes. Aquí lang na de ustedes favorito estación RPN DXXX Zamboanga. Recuerdos de ayer. Recuerdos de ayer.
After all.
This is Radio Philippines Network. DXXX Zamboanga. DXXX Zamboanga. The Great 108 Festival.
Kailan ka huling kumain sa labas? Pwede yan. Mag-ingat lang. Mag-mask at face shield. Hindi mo man mangitian na waiter, siniguro mo naman ang trabaho niyan. Maghugas ka ng kamay. Sa kamay mo nakasalalay ang negosyo ng restaurant. Tumistahan siya para malayo ang mararating ng ekonomiya. Kain tayo? Ingat-angat tayong lahat. Hindi sa'yo yan, hindi sa'yo yan.
Hindi sa'yo yan.
Maliit man o malaki, ang korupsyon ay korupsyon. Kapag hinayaan, sisirain nito ang kinabukasan ng bayan. Kaya maglakas loob sumigaw ng
Hindi sa'yo yan! Hindi sa'yo yan!
Hindi sa'yo yan.
hindi sa'yo yan.
To report about corruption, please contact DOJ Action Center at doj.ac@doj.gov.ph.
Gintong dagat ang pagitan, San Miguel, Pilsen. Gintong dagat ang pagitan mo at iyong kasama. Yan nagkalapit na magkahiwalay ang kahawa ng buhay. Isang dagat ang pagitan, San Miguel, Pilsen. Nasa pagitan, laging nasa pagitan. San Miguel, Pilsen. Sarap laging kasama.
Drink responsible.
Daming lalabhan. Biglang may datog sa bulsa. Ikulit mo na. Drink responsibly.
Got your 2-dose vaccination? Present your vaccination card and enjoy more and more perks for you. Free KCC bonus card membership or free KCC bonus card renewal. Get 100 pesos shopping reward for your next shopping using your KCC bonus card to enjoy more choices at KCC department store. And wait, there's more from our KCC participating stores. Nakapabakuna na, panalo ka pa. Visit promo booth at basement level and KCC participating stores for more details. Vaccine win in KCC. Kaya magpabakuna na.
Masikon saya tubangon, makalikawan sa ta, pahirigi mong singot, mawala ang kakapon. Mag-relax na ka, mag-gold eagle beer, mag-relax na ka, mag-gold eagle beer. Ikuman sa trabaho, mag-relax na ka, pumunta ka sa kanilahay, sa Gold Eagle Beer.
Relax inig kung magtrabaho sa Gold Eagle Beer na ay kahayahay.
Gold Eagle Beer.
Drink responsibly.
This is Radio Philippines Network. DXXX Zamboanga. DXXX Zamboanga. The Great 108 Festival. Palabra Y Honor.
Okay, continuando na programa. Palabra Y Honor. Hasta luego pa kita, alas 11. Ha? So, ahora, magkwento kami kita acerca the overseas voting. Ha? Kay Serka ese. Ha? Sino tabi kita mag-sabwanggenyo voters. Ha? Kem takeda alya na mag-auto quiz, ha? So, akio, kusa baste. What is overseas voting? Overseas voting is the process by which qualified citizens of the Philippines abroad exercises their right to vote. What is OFOB? The Office of the Overseas Voting is an office of the Commission tasked to oversee and supervise the effective implementation of the Overseas Voting Act, RA 9189 as amended by RA 10590. Ha? So Ken, pwede participa na overseas voting. All citizens of the Philippines abroad who are not otherwise disqualified by law, at least 18 years of age on the day of election. Those who cannot participate in overseas voting. Those who are disqualified by the law. Aquella parte el Filipino citizenship. Kabar. Those who have expressly renounced their Philippine citizenship and who have pledged allegiance to foreign countries, except those who have required or detained Philippine citizenship under RA 9225, Akal Citizenship Retention and Reacquisition Act of 2003. Those who have been committed and convicted for final judgment by a Philippine court or tribunal of an offense punishable by imprisonment of not less than 1 year, such as disability not having been removed by plenary pardon or amnesty, provided, however, that any person disqualified to vote shall automatically acquire the right to vote upon expiration of 5 years after service of sentence, and any citizen of the Philippines abroad previously declared insane or incompetent by the competent authority in the Philippines or abroad, as verified by the Philippine Embassy, Consulate, or Foreign Service establishments concerned, unless such competent authority subsequently certifies that such person is no longer insane or incompetent. So, Akel, kaya ano ko neste, kay Sir kaya el overseas voting. Sir, kaya kasi por eso ano yo, so por eso abrita mi ko nun se asunto, Sir, kaya ese, tapi kung kita ano no, el exacto date no. So si cuando ba kuno se ase. Okay. Kay el voting period galadeste April 10 to May 9, 2022. El overseas absentee voting. Nasolicita ko neste mira. So, preso bien importante no? April 10 gal este So, todos este mga lugar donde tiene Pilipino conducir con ese overseas absentee voting. Pukula kita no si Kosa Bagadese no. Si Kosa ba pwede sila bota. Tamira yo el mga alto posisyon presidente, vice-presidente pwede sila bota. Kay mga especially ara no kay importante kayo no kay pwede sila bota no. Pwede kunta LDE la maga boto. Kay maskin tali sila na otro pais, isita ngayon. Pwede sila bota kay sayang LDE la no. Sayang LDE la boto. Y después ahora el bota kita presidente pa man, So importante LDE la boses también, SL overseas voting. Nakita mira otro pamagaan aquí no kay isita sa legad kita informaw acerca de este election. So aquí el maga ikura kita con este ano So tiene también el akal talama sila local absentee voting. So, absentee voting yung matatamang kwento. Entry tamang kita kung local absentee voting. Kan basta taas government officials and employees, Armed Forces of the Philippines, Philippine National Police, as well as el mga miyembro de prensa. Junto akal mga technical support staff, como igual sa Demio Anoki, diamond chief tech, pwede leman local absentee voting, so kaya incluido el media aquí, so pero debe registered voter too, el pwede lang to bota, si man local absentee voting to presidente, vice president, senator, party list, no puede to bota local. Kasi sabi ustedes, porque importante este local absentee voting también. Kay, por ejemplo, kami, usually si election, kaya mention naman kino, miembros de prensa, apuera kami. Maski na di amon mga support staff, como technician, so takise na studio. So, kadisir na may sa tiyempo para buta. So por eso, tadali kanila tsansa para man local absentee voting. Por eso entraw sila ali. So amo lagali si man local absentee voting to na akalag to pwede bota, no pwede to bota local. So amo sa rason. Porque hace local absentee voting. Pero el local absentee voting gali manual system manual system of election. Ken na pwede man avail government officials and employee, members of the PNP, AFP, media, junto ko nila technical support staff nila, so kenta sa el news tayo el print, el radio, el telebisyon, el photo, el online journalist, takyagale radio, documentary maker, television, vloggers, hasta freelance journalist, entro aquí. Pero como table and antes, debe, duly registered voter too. Registered voter también too. Para pwede tuman, avail ko neste. So, baho provided as an RA 8189, otherwise known as the Voters Registration Act of 1996. They are not registered as overseas absentee voters under RA 9189 as amended by RA 10590. So, man-file pagali ko neste para na police na government employee debe man-file to not later than March 7. For media, not later than March 7, 2022. So, kabawya ste. No more. Kabawya. So, otro copy, So, at least si kita todo, kung si kita debe sabi, na especialmente ahora 2022 national and local election. So, abera kita okay. Okay. Taki, siya niya galeste na na kilaya, taki na mismo Comelec, na website de Comelec, So, taki step by step gali, kilaya buta, na national and local election. El ora 6 in the morning to 7 in the evening. Uy, hasta di noche galiste. Pa-eveningan galiste, ara. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So, kinisir after 7, Serael, maga presinto. So, man temperature check anay kuntigo, liga na voting center. Después ada to na voters assistance desk. Para sabi LD2U si presinto pati sequence number. Pati donde to room o clustered precinct. Okay, anda to na dito yung room. Introduce ito na electoral board, tabla, ma'am, yo si Antonet go, takidimi present pati sequence number. Este sequence number ko saga ha. So amo daw sa nisisita. Después andeto alya, introduce ito, kaba, dalya contigo el dito yung balota, pati ballot secrecy folder. El election board. Después andeto alya botas, kuya to. Uno presidente, uno vicepresidente, 12 senador, uno congressman, uno mayor, uno vice mayor, y 8 konsehal. Ese for Zamboanga City So después, manshade ya to alya kung kento kere. Cuida komotable yo, cuida con el balota. Manshade ya to, el round, el oblong, manshade ya to. Kung kento kere man vote. Kung kento kere bota. Namaman over, si por ejemplo, na presidente, tapidi uno lang to manshade, no pwede dos, kay sino tang kamali kada sa invalid, si manshade to, example, yan shade to Dos Bilog, yan shade to Marcos, después yan shade to Robredo, na, baka hindi kalman, count dito yung vote, so si uno tapidi, uno lang, so si tabla, 12 senador, 12 lang, man-double check gayod, punta gayod, check niya gading bonamente. Después, ande tu kabatubota, no, kabapensa, kababota. Pero libaya lista para hindi tu tarda. Para sabi ato kung kanto buska. Para buska lang tu dila nobre, kahit siya tu lista. Taliba. So después, asya to entra after voting, asya to entra kunel dito yung balota na vote counting machine o VCM. Mira, después to kala sa entra, siya na resibo sali. Saka to kunakel, ops, pero no pwede kunakel liba Saka to kunakel, pero saka to kunakel Mira, check ya. Si amo, kosa to ya manshade, amo bata sali? Si amo ya, okay ya, devolve a kelalya. Siya sa donde pone, el recibo, alya to kel pone. Después, el last, pone ya to ano, pone ya to el indelible ink. Pone ya el contigo el indelible ink, para sigura kayo na to anda bota otra vez. So, después, pirmi gayod, sige, kunel, health protocol. Kay na pandemya kita, este maga, tiyempo. So, ansina el, ansina el, sistema. Okay. Abe, este daw, ito na daw kita kuneste, kay undrato lang, kay dol bonito para pwede kita, para eduka kita kunel diaton bibientes, kay kere kuneste pikura, kay kere yo, ay sa lagi daw ustedes informaw. Kay para pwede kita sa BCM kuno siya man kita kunel BCM o vote counting machine, kaya pwede kita kunese kaya pwede kita kunese poste talamaman ang counter, kaya pwede kita kunese usa, si takor daw ustedes, ya pwede kita kunese usa antes. So kunose kita kunese VCM machine. So at least na kita idea ko sa aray ang drato kay kura kita kuneste. Okay, kay nisisita tabi kita kunese VCM machine, kay para sabi ustedes kilaya ba sa opera, Pero LBCM, amo sa el takunta, el di aton, boto. Amo sa el takunta el boto. Kay po naman to kel el dito balota, po neto kel adentro alya, automatic el eleta, punta. So, trato. Kay, mucho pagad kita kere, ase, con ustedes, Kay, bonitos na kay pwede kita, diskuti con ustedes, So, okay. Okay. Aki, kay brahato, Pura kita con conocemos ustedes con el, Parish Pastoral Council for brahato, kay kita con siya naman kita entra kumigo. So, Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting o PPCRB. Tayo da se con el Commission on Election también. Partner, partner. Kay sila el tamira también, tayo damira na eleksyon. So, como tabla, watchdog también ese sila. Watchdog. So, okay. So, in Tagalog, bueno sa katabi kita. Kasi kaya kita, LTPCRB, tiyan sila 16 values. So, cosa ba ustedes también debe buscar con él de aton kandidato. In Tagalog, makakasama ang lahat, hindi nang iiwan. So kadisir rin dala con ustedes inclusive united. So ta considerale con el todo. Pero hindi tapi kuraman please con el todo kasi tabla gala kita, you cannot please anyone. Debe patas makatwiran, to be reasonable and consensus, si tamandile na otro, makabatas, law abiding, debe busca to na kandidato, shows respect for law and government even in the simple rules of everyday, makabayan, patriotic, shows love and loyalty to the Philippines, promotes the common good, positive support of the welfare of communities, environmentally concerned, not to abuse nature but to be stewards of natural world. So, peace loving, debe peace loving coexistence in perfect harmony and freedom. Debe loving, to be loving is to will the good of another. Maka Diyos, syempre, faithful to God. One who believes and has a relationship with God exercised through life. También, industrious. Someone who values hard work and motivated by the right things which will benefit others. So, ustedes kami, firme el otro. Tapensale con el otro. Hindi, diso yun ang puerto. Protects freedom. Freedom consists not only in doing what we like, but in doing what we should. Diba, buska ko na yung politiko. Just. Debe, treats other the way you want them to treat you. True justice is giving another man his due. Honest, acts with integrity, does what he says and says what he means. Buska ko nese. Kabata kipa. Concerned for the future. persevering good family values and good morals in the children for a good society that supports a brighter future. Respects life and family. Someone who respects all forms of life, including the last, the least, and lost. Lives orderly. When people are able to follow rules, also practice self-management to live well. So SL, this is values, So, kay tapi ko kita eduka gayod. Eduka con ustedes, So, mucho pa kita ki, para conocer también kita, Course of LPPCRB is a national parish-based political but non-partisan lay movement that works absolutely for clean, honest, accurate, meaningful, and peaceful election. So yan na sa LPPCRB, joyful shock of recognition that we the layly mattered, that we mattered very much. That was the second plenary council of the Philippines in January 20 to February 17, 1991. Such gathering of the Catholic Church hierarchy were previously participated, not is only by the ordained, but PCP, it was different. It's invited to lay participants in some 145 women and men from various demographic realities. So, akang kay Daldila, Daldila Obeto, clean, honest, accurate, meaningful, and peaceful election. So, SL, So, kasi sila, watchdog kasi sila, especially na election. So, in partnership to sila with the Commission on Election. Diyan sila accreditation by Citizen Arms sila, amogal el termino, tabla, Citizen Arm of the Commission on Election. So, Cosa Bandila mandato. So, voters education nationwide. Kumusta kita in far-flung places, poll watching, importante, in every clustered polling precincts in the country, conducting of an official parallel count of the automated election system. So, non-partisan sila, non-violent. So, esteged tres, voters education, poll watching, pati unofficial parallel count. Amo sa sila L, taas L, PPCRB. So, otro pa. A ver, sumado kita con este, Para ano kita con este? Para at least, okay. So, poco ano galeste. Para, pero ba kita dali con ustedes el detalles de este, Kay importante este sabi ustedes, Kay na election, din mucho kita kay debe ko sa sabi. Kay so mucho partners también el Comelec, So, para no menos, también na PPCRB, tapos ka sila también, mga volunteers. Kaya volunteers lang sila, Volunteers lang tayo da ko ng PPCRB también, Para ase para ase el nila mission, mga volunteers lang también sila tausa, So, why? Kung sa el serbisyo publiko lang gayud también, So, tayo da sila para dali el buen eleksyon, So, with the help of Commission on Election, Citizen Arm. Aber,
sa pagpili ng liderato
mira daw kita con este, Sa servicio, otro el o sa kita debe kay para menos aba este daw un rato lang kung daw kita kun tui tal daw kita kun camino kay bonito también a ver uy daw ta kun kay para
Sa pagpinahihira ko, laging tatandaan, dapat nasa kanya lahat ng katangian. Di maka-Pilipinas, di maka-Pilipinas, di maka-Pilipinas, ibuto ang maka-Pilipinas, di maka-Pilipinas. Kung may respeto sa buhay at pamilya, kabuluhan at matino ang pamilya sa iyong makapatat ang kulot ng kabutihan pa lahat. Di mamiiwan, makakasama ang lahat, makatotoo, hindi sinungaling, makalingat, makilalahanin, makatarungan, makakalikasan, iaalay ang buhay para sa bayan. Linang-linirato, laging tatandaan, maganda sa kanya lahat ng katangian. Di maka-Pilipinas, di maka-Pilipinas, di maka-Pilipinas, ibuto ang maka-Pilipinas. Kailangan ko'y pangalaman, makakapayag ako ng karasan, makabalit sa pagkabayan, kumusagad sa tumulong, nakapango ng bawat isa, malinaw ang pananaw sa mga kamabong bukas, maging naglakas ng sama, at higit sa lahat, maka-Diyos siya dapat. Sa pagkakas sa natin tatandaan, sa kanya, Pilipinas, 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 Pilipinas.
Okay, so que decir debe maka-Pilipinas. Bien simple lang. Debe el kung ken kita bota maka-Pilipinas. Okay, anyway, sila el manlid kanatun. So, ese gayo, then importante que debe mira. So, inante, dali kita el 16 values, So, more or less, pwede kita Okay, sige. Sige, kay para menos, pwede kita, a ver, kaya importante nga no? Kaya sabi kita ansina klase, di aton, por eso kita tanol de PPCRB, kasi sa sila de COMELEC también, Citizens Arm, kay importante PPCRB tardagan tardagan sa sila ta ayuda ko nila Commission on Election as in tardagan yun kunel di ila tardagan sa sila ta ayuda na election lang sila desi sila voters education, poll watching, el conducta de unofficial parallel count, citizens arm, del COMELEC. So, so sila, tadali también sa sila na tadali también sa sila voters education, So, maskin aki na syudad de Zamboanga, sa sila, Costa Talama, active sa sila, porque sabi, ali mismo na Metropolitan Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, siya también yakakan kere man, volunteer, pabor ang daya na katedral, para man sign up, kay, pwede ustedes, pwede ustedes, hacer queda volunteer, So, okay. Un rato. Sige. Kay para ikura kita con check ya, un rato lang. Okay. El exacto hora alas 10:46 ya. Cerca ngayon. Only mga 15 more minutes left para na programa. Lihatong programa.
Palabra Y Honor.
Yes, syempre. For parte del Lihatong Station Manager, KRISTINE PEREZ, Ma'am Tin. So, sige. Akel sa otro pa mag-ano ki. Akel magatakeda. Residing along riverbanks and low-lying areas, we are advised to take precautionary measures as the weather condition remains unstable due to the intertropical convergence zone. So, cuidado. Kay tasubi kay akel anoche bakel tan monitor kami. Tasubi gayod el level del agua. Ali ko nal di mio partner Algie, siguro yun, dolya subiga también kilalya, natugbungan, abe, so cuidado ustedes, okay, cuidado ustedes, especially akal low-lying areas, Tantoy Mar, pabor, cuidado, kay el ulan, inagad broma, el ulan, kung mga tan-drive también, pabor, cuidado na camino. Although ahora, tontika ayoki, bueno naman el tiempo, bien bonito naman el tiempo, so, pero, seko man o ulan-ulan, cuidado syempre na manehada, kung nandiyaton mga karonda, cuidado na manejada, para evitar disgrasya.
Palabra Y Honor.
Nako, So, kung nagdato mga beloved listeners, doon naman ustedes ahora on duty ba? Ketal? Palabra Y Honor, amo sa el di aton pregunta ngayon, na di aton maga guest, di aton maga politicians, di aton maga aspirants. Ustedes ba tiene palabra y honor? A ver, contesta. ¿Tiene ba ustedes palabra y honor? Kaya sabi yo, el otro tiene, el otro no hay. Sapando los buenos. Sapando los buenos, So, akin na di aton Facebook Live. Antes kita check kita kung di aton magakenta di aton aki Oy! Boy! Di aton April Boy, buenos dias. Leonora Espinosa. Uy, ma'am, buenos dias contigo. Mucho garato ta mira aquí, A ver. Kay antes kita de akabah na programa. Mira daw kita mga otro pa noticias. Kay para pwede kita dali ko. Kung sa mga serbisyo publiko, get in touch with us, Kay para Oy, akyo na gobyerno lokal na dila mga post. Oy, takabasubi el nivel de agua. Numero 1 kiyo, el barangay department, Tubungan, Senata Benaki, na bolong, tasubi, tumaga, So, pidaw, kal maga, takedan, kantoy Rio, pidaw. Pero hasta mga 15 hours, 16 hours, bueno naman nara tiyempo, malamang yung abahayase, agua, So, pidaw, si pwede lang talaga yun, si Chene pa manera, mas bueno, si pwede, el di aton maga radio ente, si pwede lang gayon, si Chene manera, ojalá pwede ko nung sedes man-relocate, kahit na bueno sa Alinano, Cantoy Rio, como es al Sinot, sino ustedes problema, Arman, subi el agua, queda malo de ustedes magkakasa, mas bueno era hopefully pwede ustedes cambia tasa, no? Pero sabi el gobyerno lokal asa también el mejoras, no? Para reloca kung aquellos magabibientes de aton talina danger zone, no? To kumutable sila danger area, no? Donde takita na Kantoy Rio. Otro pa aquí, noticias. A ver. Kay para kita ha. Kaya di aton ora alas 10:52, ha? So, taki. Otro pa di aton monitoring. Oy! Speaking of abong-abong, pwede agayod, ha? Tapos pere lang kita guidelines. Pwede agayod, anda alyaman, way of the cross. Otra vez, ha? Kaya abri ako na el guidelines na lang ganito espera. Kaya syempre, baho yaman kita na alert level 1. Ha? So, espera kita al final guidelines sa City Disaster Risk Reduction Management Office, City Administrator, City Health. Kaya sila taman finalize kunese. Ha? Sabi ustedes sa abong-abong, especialmente Good Friday. Kahit subiga dalil daton mga bibientes para ACL Station of the Cross. Icha na pagalisaliken taman penitensya kataman daklaban na cruz si acord ustedes kundo noy pa pandemya na so ara ta prepara sila tamira yo aki na page de gobyerno lokal taas sila ibonamente no kun el Cruz Mayor alena 14 station bakel no so alya no taas sila ibonamente no kasi aki tapikura sila estudia también no cuánto ba vivientes el cabe alya el propio timing para hindi mang crowd el gente alya pwede pa el social distancing which is very 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 important para este COVID. So necesita gayod estudia sila kun ese kabar el capacity so baka by batch kita subiali first 200 o first después second 200 so baka by batch ano sabi kita espera kita el guidelines dese sir kaya dese kay remember na adjust Palm Sunday Palm Sunday so por eso malamang salese baka na Friday baka sa el guidelines na Friday or who knows baka ara baka Thursday or Friday, sa LEL guidelines. So, standby ustedes. Kaya lang, tayo si LEL guidelines ay sali ustedes informaw dayon. Dali kami dayon informasyon para con ustedes. A ver, aquí daw, pecho nyo también aquí. Le daw kay ano también aviso publiko, servicio publiko. Servicio Público desde Zamsoco Power Advisory April 9, 2022. Please be advised that there will be a scheduled power interruption requested and to be conducted by the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines. Affected substation Putik Substation Feeders Giwan Umaga Arena Blanco Presa Mercedes Tetuan Northside Zampen, alas 8 hasta alas 5 del tarde. 9 hours. Mrs. El magako sa tuya compra na refrigerator, pabor check ya. Kay 9 ora el brownout. Razon, NGCP's line maintenance activity along with Zamboanga, Tumaga Putik 69 kV transmission line. El Samsel command ride-on activity, right-of-way clearing, installation of fuse cutouts along lateral lines under Arena Blanco feeder, replacement of dilapidated inclined pole along ISIS Road, Tetuan, dismantling of switch gear, installation of red closer at Putik Substation, additional guying of Type T, construction of 69 kV line, hotspot correction at Putik. Please bear with us. The restoration of power will resume immediately after the completion of the scheduled work, which, depending on the circumstances, may not be in accordance with the time specify. Nah, amo say ha? Power advisory, ha? Desde Samseco, ha? So, at least sabi a ustedes, puede ustedes ay prepara. Ha? Puede ustedes prepara kay Chene brown out, sabi ustedes, ha? So, puede a ustedes ponerse prepara, ha? So, no anay man stuck mucho, ha? Kay por causa gali ay chene brown out, ha? So, bueno, apiki kayo di atun ora, ha? Y aquí termina el programa.
Palabra Y Honor.
So, kanya nung ka nato na technical side na transmitter, Engineer Jerry Cruzado, Mio co-pilot Miss Malgamon Chief Tech, Engineer Roland Bailio, overall supervision the Diamond Station Manager, Christine Perez. Manuto ka naman otra vez, mañana na programa, Palabra Y Honor. Aquí lang sa na RPN DXXX, 10:08 na de ustedes, mga AM band. Kaya tadali con ustedes, el 100% servicio público. Otra vez, el de ustedes anunciador, el always on the go, Ronda RJ Antonet Go, por parte de Ronda Christine Perez Tabla. Muchas gracias, keep safe, y God bless us all. Bye!
Palabra Y Honor.
Esta estasyon adhesivo